Welcome to Nicole Sauce's Thought of the Walk, episode, I think it's 32 now. Not 100% sure. I'm a little upside down this week. It's Monday. This comes out on Tuesday. My Sunday episode will get published today, though, because I was not in a good way on Monday. What's different about the walk today? Look at it. That's right, there's only two dogs. Only two dogs. One of my dogs, the one who was sick, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. She passed away this Friday. It got me to thinking about how everybody needs to process grief differently. So my dog passed away Friday, and I ate pizza and Chinese food that night and didn't sleep very well. It's hard to sleep. It was hard to sleep going into it when she's been sick anyway. And then told a small handful of people, all who know me really well. And none of them called me. You know why none of them called me? Because they know me really well. And the way I process grief is with space. What that means is I don't want even the text messages reaching out saying, sorry for your loss immediately. I need some time usually to process things. And those kinds of outreaches early on in a grieving cycle are they feel invasive and difficult. I feel like I have to respond, and I frankly don't want to. I just want to process. So that's why I didn't tell anybody, because if you don't tell anybody, you don't get the obligatory, I'm so sorry for your loss, right? And then I waited until I was ready to have those things, which are, they're welcome when they come, right? I waited until I could handle it, and mentioned on Sunday that she had passed, and I had spent some time finding pictures, buried her. This was great. My next door neighbor, Nighthawk, dug her grave for me on Friday night, waited till Saturday to put her in it, and buried her in her favorite blanket in a part of the yard called Garbage Grove, which I keep joking needs to have a new name now, but it's a good spot. I'm going to plant a tree there eventually. Like, she's close to 17-year-old cat I had who died, 17, 18. She was real close to her 18th birthday when she died. And she has a pear tree. This is the first year we get pears, so apparently Mighty knew it was coming and gave me some pears for solace. But I planted flowers on the grave and some herbs. I got oregano and sage on there. I thought sage was fitting because sage, haha. And then I will add a tree there in the fall when it makes more sense to plant a tree. Right now it's the height of August, and I'm going to be putting shade over these flowers that I planted. Some of them are perennial, some of them are annual. We'll see what comes back. Put a few bulbs in, just make it go. But I think the best thing that came out of this was I have recently reconnected with a friend of mine in Germany, and, a couple texts get sent every couple days, and he sent a text because he went on this beautiful bike ride and took a picture and was like, hey, it's cool over here. And I didn't answer for a day, which, I don't usually not answer for a day unless I've just completely discombobulated and upside down. And finally, the next day, I was like, it's bothering me that I haven't answered this thing. So I told him, hey, my dog just died. I need a few days. I don't really want to talk to anybody about anything. I need a few days of space. And his answer was, so sorry for your loss. Take the time you need. Best answer anybody could give me in that situation, because he understood what I meant by space. He didn't internalize it, but I'm a friend and you need to answer me. And, nobody's entitled to your time in that situation. And while it's okay to be polite and it's good to be polite, nobody's entitled to anything. And, if somebody needs space, they need space. So I am going to continue to take space this week. I'm still not back up, but I will get my podcast done. I will get coffee orders out. My coffee orders are behind because all day Friday was taken with passing of dog, and today I'm going to start roasting Friday's orders. It just didn't happen this weekend. So lots of catch up to do, but also time to be taken and walks to be had with my two dogs. It's kind of interesting watching the new routine, right? Every morning, Cece used to get up and run outside, and she and Sage would walk off. Sage would take her for a walk. It's been that way since she moved in. And ever since Sage, the first morning after Sage passed, Cece went for her walk. Cece stopped going for her morning walk now. She just doesn't want to go outside. And so this morning I kind of made her go outside, look around, and then we came back inside. She wanted to come inside. Hey, let's go home. Let's go home. Come on. And she came back in, and then a few minutes later wanted out. And then finally she went on her morning walk. And her morning walk is to the property next door. She visits the guy there. He gives her a saltine cracker. She comes home and doesn't eat breakfast because she's got saltine crackers in her stomach. He does the saltless ones, by the way, but still not the best health for her, but she enjoys it. I don't think he gives her that many crackers. And then I do my morning walk anyway. And with Sage gone, the other thing about the morning walk that's changed is it's longer, because Sage could go about 3/4 of a mile until her last day, where she couldn't go very far at all. And these guys can go a couple miles, so it's better to get them a nice long walk in the morning. So that's changed too. And everybody's not quite sure which bed they should sleep in. There's a lot of upheaval that comes with this kind of transition. And you'd be surprised, people don't think animals process stuff or process grief. And I mean, I don't know what they feel. I know Chestnut was kind of displaying signs of being unhappy about the situation when she found out Sage had died. And Cece was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go play. So it just depends on the dog, right? But there's a whole upheaval to routine and habit, not only for me, but for them. They don't know, Cece doesn't have her morning walking companion, and Chestnut is now probably alpha. We're not 100% sure, but she's very defensive of the house, and much more so than she was a week ago. Like, anybody gets near the house who she doesn't know who they are, it's like, woo, 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 woo. She loses her poop. And that's interesting to watch. And then this morning routine of the walk, they're enjoying it. They're glad we do it. But it's different, they're now responsible for looking out, and it's just different roles. They're changing roles. So there's a hierarchy there as well, and a process for them. Anyway, just wanted to talk about that a little bit. And remember, everybody processes things differently. And if they tell you what they want or what they need from you, and it's different than what you would want, don't push the issue. Don't push the issue, because that's not really fair to them. Anyway, make it a great week.